Okay, so I'm just here at the Lions Centennial Park in downtown Camrose, Alberta. That was me that just set that off by accidentally walking in front of it. I'm going to do an investigation here now. I know this is just a memorial park, but I did have a very successful investigation at a memorial park once before. And so we're going to do that again. I have the laser grid set up on the wall here. I have my music box with the sensor facing the street, which is also the entrance, my REM pod there. I have Spirit Talker, which just told me to be wary of her. I have my EM pump there, and I have these two motion sensor lights with the sensors faced away from me. This is the sensor right here, and I have the sensor facing the back of this bench here. And again, I have this one here with the sensor face backwards, but it does actually detect movement, and so we will be able to see when I'm standing still once those go off, if there is any movement on those, if there's any lighting up, I mean not movement. If I'm standing still and these lights are going off, that will be paranormal if I'm standing still. That is what I meant to say. We'll just wait for that one to turn off. It's taking a long time for that one to turn off for some reason. There we go. Okay, so again, we have the laser grid pointed back there. I have this metal brake clip that is holding down the power button. Now, Spirit Talker just said, "We have eyes on you." Thank you. So spirits, my name is Sherry. You can call me Riri if you want. That's a nickname of mine. And I would just like to welcome you to come forward to talk with me tonight, share your story with everybody that's watching. We can use these motion sensor lights that are on these benches. We can use the left one as a yes and the right one as a no response. You can come and stand in front of my music box and it will play some music for us. You can go behind me against the wall there, and I'll be able to see your movement as well. And of course, you've already figured out how to use Spirit Talker to give me messages. And you can use the energy pump, or you can use some energy from my devices. Now, I do also have my thermal gun here. I'm just going to get this turned on so that we can see if there's any temperature changes. We can see if we have a heat signature showing up. All right, so, oof, that's a lot of glare on the screen. Sorry, you guys. All right, so right where we're at says it's 17, 16, 15. Wow, look at the temperature drop all of a sudden right there. What the heck? I'm not even moving, and look at how much it changed. That's crazy, and I'm pointing it at the ground. So I'm going to use this and see if we can't see anything on the thermal. I'm just going to do a scan here. Now it's really, really hot outside still.
Do you believe we're real?
I do believe that you're real. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm a paranormal investigator, is I'm looking for proof of the paranormal. So this is just the back wall where the laser grid is. I just have some equipment set up on this little wooden platform, this stage type thing. And so I'm just looking right now to see if there's a heat signature. Now it might pick my heat signature up from this distance. But if we see something that's really cold, we're gonna know that it's not me. Can you tell me what your name is, please? I'm just going to turn towards the benches where those lights are now. They're off. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Spirit. I'm very sorry that you have bad memories. Can you tell me who it is that I'm speaking with? You can come and sit down on these benches over here in front of me. My camera will be able to see you. Hello, friend. Hello to you. Who is this that's speaking with me right now? I'm not seeing anything on thermal here. You can see that the wall is still warm in spots, but those are also active businesses on the other side of these walls, and so, you know, there's going to be heat left outside as well as inside. But I'm not seeing any cold spots, so, oh, that's the flowers over there that are in those weird shapes. See, a lot of people would be like, oh my gosh, those look human, but they're actually the flowers right there, right? And that's why you have to be a good investigator, and you have to be looking for that kind of stuff to debunk it and not just immediately go, oh my God, that was paranormal. It's not. And things like SLS cameras, they will have picked up on those and said that they were human figures because they have a long torso and a rounded top, but those are just flowers, right? So I'm just going to turn this off now because we're not really detecting anything. There was no big spikes, nothing like that. So I don't know why it's not turning off. Turn off, please. There we go. I'm holding the button down, and apparently you just have to push it. So again, spirits, if you'd like to come forward and talk to me, this is a music box, and if you come and stand in front of it, it's going to sense that you're here. So the white ball is actually the sensor, and the blue light is underneath to show you that the power is on. And mine has it's very sensitive. It really has a wide range and distance. And so I have to be far behind it so that it doesn't pick me up and go off all the time. Now, if something happens to pass through this grid on this wall, we're going to be able to see that movement. I'll just show you when I put my fingers across, you're going to be able to see a distortion in the lights, and that's what we're looking for. And then, of course, we have the REM pod in the back. If something wants to come and interact, we can use that to talk as well, but it's going to show me temperature changes and all of that. Can you tell me what your name is? This is great was the last message. This is great, and we can use it to talk to each other. I'd like to know who it is that's giving me these messages, though. Can you tell me what your name is? Now, since I went over there and showed you guys where the sensors are, thank you. Thank you so much. If you go over to that device and you grab onto that antenna, it'll light all of those lights up for us. Can you do that for me? Now, there are, Jordan. Thank you, Jordan. I just asked you for your name and you gave it to me. Thank you so much, Jordan. How old are you? Now, there is these lampposts here. They're not on. It's quite dark in this area. If I didn't have my headlamp on, it would be quite dark for you guys. But nothing is making the REM pod go off except for paranormal, because there's nothing electrical right where that is. So Jordan, can you tell me how old you are? And how you passed? So my energy pump here is on, and that will give them a little bit more energy too that they can utilize instead of just completely draining me and my devices. I'm just going to show you that this is in airplane mode. Jordan, how old are you? It's very quiet. Actually, what is the time here? Let me see. It is 2:09 Mountain Time. It's very quiet, but it's still very warm. I think it's 28 degrees and feels like it's 34 still. There's barely a breeze, and it's really quite humid. But unfortunately, my apartment is 40 degrees right now, and it's been giving me a migraine every day. It's very nasty here. It is very nasty simply because of the weather. Otherwise, it's not nasty. Is it nasty where you are? That's really sad. Jordan, can you tell me how old you are, honey? How old were you when you passed? I definitely feel like this energy doesn't have a lot of its own battery power left. You can definitely use some of my energy as well as these devices, okay? You just don't have permission to completely drain me. But if you come closer to me, the children play games. I love that message. If you come closer to me, I'm going to be able to feel you a lot more, and I might be able to hear you. I do have my SB7 spirit box with me, as well as a digital recorder for doing some EVPs, but I can hear air conditioning on the buildings around me here in downtown, and they're quite loud, so I'm not sure that we're going to be able to hear very much from my devices as far as that goes. It might pick up the background noises. Oliver. Hello, Oliver. Oliver, can you tell me how old you are? But I did bring them. Now, I didn't bring my ANC Mini, which is a noise canceling for the spirit box. I didn't bring that, and I didn't bring my external speaker because generally it's very loud. I'm kind of regretting not bringing it because that might have helped for the volume to be boosted over top of these fan noises that are going on around me. But it's also downtown, and there are people that live above their businesses, so I don't want to make a bunch of noise and be a nuisance at this time in the morning. I mean, it's after 2 o'clock in the morning, right? So these devices are relatively quiet. I mean, the REM pod is quite noisy, and so is the music box, but if they're not going off all the time, then that's fine. Now, okay, how old are you? I don't know what now is in response to, because I asked how old you were. Can you tell me how old you are? Now, because the heat keeps giving me migraines in my apartment, I napped this afternoon, and unfortunately I was so tired from it being day 4 without any sleep. I slept too long, and now my sleep schedule is flipped. So I decided to come and enjoy a little bit cooler weather and do some investigations. This is very quiet for this area. That's odd. But again, there's nobody that's buried at this spot. This is just a memorial park dedicated to the Lions Club members. My previous investigation that I did was in the valley, and I did another Lions memorial area, and that was pretty active in that area. So I thought this would be good. But if I'm not getting any responses anymore, then I'm just going to head to another area and let these spirits that might be lingering in this area of downtown Camrose to rest. I don't like to be a nuisance to spirits because this is when they're supposed to be resting in peace. So I don't like doing very long investigations. Ahead. Okay, again, I'm not sure what you're meaning by that message. I asked how old you are, and you said now and ahead. So that's weird. That's just weird. Okay, spirits, I'm gonna go to another section, another place, and you're more than welcome to follow me over there and interact with my devices once we get over there, okay? All right, so that's going to be the end of this investigation, you guys. Unfortunately, it's really quiet, but that's how investigating goes. You might be at a place for a week and only get 5 minutes worth of footage, or none at all, right? Or you might have completely opposite and be so, inundated with paranormal activity that you're just spinning in circles, right? So I'm just going to go to another location. All right, guys, thank you so much.